Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, as you may or not be able to see, I have some anti-sway bar end links that I'm going to be putting on my truck. So I went to Amazon, bought the cheapest ones they had. They were like $12 or $13. I will put a price below. They say made in the USA. It doesn't say whether or not they're made in the USA with parts coming from other places, but it says made in the USA. They're AC Delco, and there is the numbers if you want to get the same ones. But regardless, I got these. My truck ones rusted many years ago, and I am working on the front end of my truck. So I decided I should order them up and put them on when I have things torn apart and can get to them even easier. So I think I'm going to have to place my jack here and jack this up. Well, not only did I have camera failure, but also this failed. Jacking this up with a block here, as comfortable as I am, pushing this down as much as I can. I cannot get this under here along with this and then get a nut on there. I can't even get to where I can put this on and see the thread. So this piece here is a good few inches short. Well, if you stuck around, thank you very much. And here's what I did. I went ahead and sent those back. Spent a couple bucks more on these. Literally, I think it was $2 more. I'll put the price below. And this is what was sent me right here. These are Mauve Tech Supreme chassis parts. So they came off Amazon. Literally, like I said, a couple bucks more, but I honestly don't know if those are any longer. So we still may end up going the route of just buying some bolts, because to get the next size or next thing up would be like, it's like 30 or 40 bucks. I don't know what bolts cost, but I do know they're getting pretty spendy, especially the grade 8. Grade 8. I don't know why I can't say that. Never have been able to. I believe these are 1, 2, 3, so these are grade 5 bolts. And quite honestly, for what they do, that's probably all you need. I've jacked it up, I've fought it, I've messed with it, and I can feel, at least on this one, I can feel the bottom of the bolt. So I do still believe it's a little bit longer. I think my problem is, although it says it works on my truck, this is a 1-ton truck. And take my fingers out of there, I just heard a pop. Then you have to be careful about what you're doing. If you try to do anything I do and you hurt yourself, I'm not responsible. If you don't like the way I'm doing something, don't do it. But I think because my truck is a 1-ton truck and not a 3/4 ton, these aren't going to work. And I'm thinking that these might be for, probably wouldn't work on the 2500 either. And this is the 3500. So I am going to just go try and see if I can find some bolts that are longer, and I'll probably just get grade 5 like these, so they shouldn't be too much more expensive. But to all the rest of them that say they'll fit this truck look identical, the picture wise, but you can never tell on Amazon picture wise. And I'd be willing to say if I went to the auto parts store, which I may do as well, what they would give me would be the same length. So yet again, stay tuned. Trials and tribulations of working on your own cars and trying to buy parts online. Sometimes you are better off just going to the dealer, but here's the other problem. They do not carry anything for this truck anymore. It's too old. If I was to go in there and ask them for these parts, they probably wouldn't have them. And if they did, they'd want hundreds of dollars for them, and I'm not about to do that. I'm not even going to spend 50 or 60 bucks on these. Quite honestly, I've been driving around without this for a long time, and I don't notice a huge difference. Well, YouTube, as you can see, I got the tire back on, so it's going to be harder to film, but I finally found what I think will work. Now, this is where I say if you do anything I do and you mess up your equipment or hurt yourself, I am not responsible. If you don't like the way I'm doing something, don't do it. But in place of this, which came with the kit, I found this at the hardware store. Unfortunately, it was one of these, the carriage bolt type one. Although I've done this on the other side and it seems to have worked just fine. As far as I didn't need to have anything to hold this. It kind of went down into the into this enough and kind of held it. But regardless, this is a zinc coated, so hopefully it won't rust too soon. And although I don't know what the grade of this is, right next to this in the same kind of area were grade 5 bolts. Unfortunately, they didn't have any this long. This was the only thing I could find that was this long, and it had that kind of head. So I'm pretty sure there was a spot for bolts, but they didn't have any, and I would need to get this done. So I'm going to try these out, see what happens. So in that case, I'm going to throw these in. We'll see what happens. I drove around, didn't even know I was driving around. When these first broke, one of them completely was gone, pretty much, all but gone. There was just parts and pieces kind of hanging in here. And the other one was hooked together, but really, really rusty and barely working. And I don't even know how long I was driving around that way. So, I'm not super worried about performance, driving, and rolling my car, or going out of control, because I've been driving around without them at all for a couple years probably, or close to it, and I haven't really had any problems. I just want to throw them in to see if there really is any difference. Might be a little better in corners or whatever, but I don't have, this is a, what, almost over 6,000 pound truck. It's not a sports car. So regardless, I'm going to throw these in. I'm going to try these out. If it works for you, good. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. And like I said, I'm not responsible. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. All in all, you can't tell that there's anything different about it. Strength wise, I just don't know. So up to you to do your research on what you think will work or won't work. Alright. Whew, that was the good, bad, and ugly if there ever was one. Thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and I'm obviously master of none. You all have a good one.